Alright, Putin moves south from Modern War Magazine number 37, September, October 2018. So, fairly new. I don't know that this is part of any named series, but I guess I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I'll figure that out as I buy more of them from the designer Joseph Miranda. Okay, I think I need to talk about shock. Here, we talk about shock, and then if I have time, action points, then I think I can get started. But first, the 6 of diamonds. There, 6 of diamonds. Roll of white equipment identification cards, China edition. We've got the, oh, here's the WZ 551. Again, looks like a BTR 60, I think. Main gun is a 25mm machine gun. Range 1500 meters. Oh, that's being used by the African Union. Armored personnel carrier, as you would expect. So, WZ 551. Okay, shock. In the normal scenario, which is the normal game, the Russians start with the shock marker, but I am definitely playing a scenario variant. I don't know why you wouldn't, well, I don't know why I would want to not play one of the scenario variants, because they look that interesting. So I'm playing this scenario variant corresponding to the die roll of 6. So that means so this would be the Russian side if they had the shock marker, but I'm playing the variant where the coalition starts with the shock marker. Alright, what is shock? The Russians, okay, as I said, the Russians start the standard scenario with the shock marker. Control of this marker can change during the game. The Russian player must play the shock. Oh, the Russian player must play the shock marker no later than game turn 2. So basically, yeah, they have to play within game turn 1 or 2. I guess that doesn't apply here because the coalition starts with it. After turn 2, follow the procedures outlined here. So shock procedure. The player who controls the shock marker may, but is not required to, play it at the start of any turn. I'm not going to do that, but I'll read over this and then move on. Before AP, before action point determination, which is what I'm really trying to get to. Okay, this, I guess when you play the shock marker at the very start of the turn, this is what happens. At the instant that the marker is played, the player who played the marker rolls 1 die, example 5, rolls 1 die and selects that number of units from one contingent from his reinforcement area, which are then deployed. Okay, this is not an action and costs no AP, no action points. Wow, so that is like a 1 to 6 unit instantaneous reinforcement force. Second point, during the action point phase of that turn, the player rolls 1 additional die for a total of 3 to determine the number of AP available that turn. Okay, pretty cool. Now let's talk about shock and awe. Upon playing the shock marker, the player rolls 1 die. Wait, is this again? Shock procedure. It says shock and awe. Upon playing the shock marker, the player rolls 1 die and then places the shock marker on the opposing player's turn record track that number of turns later. On that turn, it becomes available for use by that player. Okay, so 6 turns later, this would come back on the Russian player's turn track. Yeah, that's what it means. Okay. Upon that player's use of shock, the marker reverts to the first player per another die roll. The above process continues until either the last turn of the game or the marker is placed on a turn after or beyond turn 10. The game only lasts till turn 10, it looks like. It looks like there's no variation on that. Initiative. The instant that a player plays the shock marker, his side takes the first action for that game turn. That player continues to take the first action each game turn until the other player gains control of and plays the shock marker. Example, the Russian plays the shock marker on turn 1. He implements the effects of shock and awe on turn 1. The Russian player has the initiative on turn 1. He then rolls 1 die and the result is 3. Place the shock marker on the coalition turn record track on turn 4. On turns 1, 2, and 3, the Russian, that's what I'm looking for. On turns 1, 2, and 3, the Russian player is the first player. On turn 4, the coalition player may play the marker, thereby gaining the effects as well as the initiative. Should the coalition decide to not play the shock marker on turn 4, the Russians would maintain possession of the initiative until such turn, if any, that the coalition plays a shock marker. So you know what? Change what I said. I will play this, and I'm going to go ahead, and I'm also going to do what I just did. I rolled a 5. I rolled a 5 for the effects. Okay, so I'll go through order again. Alright, so I'm going to choose for my reinforcement area. I'll do it really quickly. I'm not going to give it a lot of thought. I am going to choose... Are these the reinforcements? Yeah. Yeah. What I am going to do is I am going to choose three Chinese corps, airborne, mountain, and infantry corps. Like that. And then I'm going to choose NATO corps, and then I'm going to choose, oh, and I'm going to choose Afghan air unit. Alright, so okay, then they're deployed. Reinforcements are deployed as part of the reinforcement action. They cannot move, attack, or regroup during the same action as they deployed. Ground units must be deployed in a type of hex that could normally enter via ground movement. Alright, so I'm just going to put these... Put the airborne unit, okay, place that, place the mountain unit, there, and then the infantry corps there, and then the NATO unit. Did I just run out of places? Huh. Cannot contain enemy units or hyper war zones of control. Oh, I wonder what a hyper war zone of control is. I assume that's right. And then I guess the Afghan fighter goes in the staging area. Now I go with the 6. So I'm going to flip this over to the Russian side, and I'm going to put it on turn 7 of the Russian turn track. There. Alright, I hope I did that right. And now the coalition will have, oh my, so the coalition is going to have initiative during the first 6 turns of the game. Alright, so action point phase. At the start of each action point phase, the player who possesses the shock marker declares if he's going to play. We did. We played it. Both players then determine their total AP. Oh, and I'm going to get a +1. Yeah. So the coalition is going to roll 3 dice, Russians 2 dice. Oh my. Okay, there's both players then determine their total AP. Each player counts the number of major bases. A major base, by the way, is this is a minor base. The yellow soldier outline, a black soldier outline or silhouette is a major base. Then you're going to roll the dice and add the result to the number.